Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my channel. And on this video we are going to be looking at the fail of it. Plus I'm gonna bring you some channel updates and shit. So yeah, if you want to see any of that, then stick around. First of all, the names on top of the screen are the people who have donated me through PayPal, who have helped me to more or less keep doing this, and who have helped me get rid of my potato PC and get me this awesome PC I'm currently have. I must warn you, this game is gonna be boring to hell, but the outcome of it was kinda surprising, so I decided to put this game up. Besides, this was my ace tanker game in the fail of it. My general thoughts on the fail of it, it's alright. It's nothing special though. It's a gift tank, which means that you can put any crew you want in it, as long as they're German heavy, they won't get any penalties. Does not make more credits, like 0. It makes as much as the E100 would make, so it doesn't work like a premium tank. What this tank is all about? Well, it has less hit points than the E100 and the mouse. It has a shittier gun than the E100 and probably even the mouse. 3.4 second aiming time. It's the E100's gun more or less, but with 3.4 second aiming time, accuracy I think is the same, and the reload is much worse with around 18, almost 19 second reload, which is like 2 seconds more than the E100. So for now it sounds like it's just a shitty E100. Well, it kinda is, yes and no, but it has a better gun mantle and better turret overall. So this tank can bounce heat shells from TDs with the gun mantle. If the gun mantle is spaced, then it's really thick. It's really nice. The side armor is really good as well, which means that side scraping can work. The ring below the turret is a weak spot, and the lower plate of course is a weak spot, but then again, most tanks have those weak spots, but the side armor is really troll. You can troll a lot of people with the side armor even when they're shooting heat. So yeah, this tank is extremely well armored. The gun is kinda lame, but at the same time you can work with it. The aiming time is a bit troll. Another thing, this tank has a pretty surprising mobility for the armor it has. It goes backwards really quickly, and as you see, it accelerates backwards and forwards real quickly. It turns well and it accelerates well, which is really surprising for a German. Well, it turns well and accelerates well for a German super heavy. Compared to the other tanks, and it doesn't seem so impressive, but for a tank of this size and this kind of an armor layout, it turns really quickly. Equipment I'm using is bird stabs, gun rammer, and believe it or not, coated optics. And coated optics is you might say, well, why would you ever use coated optics on a tank like this? Well, let's wait till the end of the game and I'll tell you why. This is well, coated optics is not a good choice. I'll tell you right away. Gun length drive is the obvious choice, but then again, I like to troll around in my heavy German super heavy, so I put optics on it and I have fun with it. So this tank is performs pretty well hauled down. It's pretty hard to get it hauled down because of the back mounted turret. Of course, gun pressure is not good, but it's alright. And yeah, it's German super heavy. There's nothing much to it. I mean, really, it's an E100. It's like an E100, only just a bit different, with a bit different armor layout and the different turret layout, of course. And the gun is a bit worse. So yeah, that's more or less it for the tank. And now for the channel. Holy shit, 10,000 subs. Was like, what, half a year ago I started to do this, and now I have 10,000 subs. What a lot. The channel has the growth of the channel has died out a bit in the last month or so, but that's what you come to expect when you reach a certain point, I guess. Nonetheless, it's awesome to have a chance to do this for a living. I couldn't even imagine that something like that was possible. However, 10k subs, need to do something special about it. Probably gonna do a 12-hour live stream or something like that at some point, but not that near future, like not in this or next week probably. When I come up with the date, I'll let everybody know. As you know, I've been live streaming, and holy shit, the channels are my Twitch channel is on my YouTube channel and in every video's description, so go check that out. Follow if you want to. When I go live, you'll get an email and shit. So yeah. On stream I mostly grind 1 or 2 tanks, and just if you want to see the tank I'm grinding, you will have a pretty good chance to see it like all day, because I actually grind the tanks I review, and I actually form my opinions from my experience. Who would have thought? One thing I have to mention, my streams will never overlay with Zircon's streams, since he is more or less responsible for me being able to do this YouTube Twitch thingy for a living, more or less. I'll never be his competition, and I'll never stream with him. And first of all, big thanks to him, I guess. I didn't add him to the list, but big thanks to him for giving me this opportunity. And yeah, that's the thing about Twitch streams. If Zircon's online, I won't be, and when Zircon's not online, I might be online. I'm not like streaming all day when Zircon's not, but so what's coming up on the channel in the near future? special+VK7201, the FE4202 is definitely going to be up here pretty soon. I'm sure that I'm going to do the FE4202 versus E50M comparison video. Russian mediums are coming. I'm at tier 8 now on the Object 416. I'm gonna get the T62A Object 140, or what is it called? I don't even know. There's so many of them. And Object 430, and I'm gonna compare all three of them in the same style that I did with the E50M and the Leopard, or even 100 and the Mouse. SU100, I'm starting to do that as well. So SU100 will mean that I'll get the ISU and the Object wait, what is it, that thing called? 430? I don't know. Fucking objects, there's so many of them. Well, nonetheless, the shitbox, the Russian TD that looks like shitbox. Might start to grind the Japs as well, get the Japanese tier 10 and compare that to the Leopard, because they are way more similar than the E50M and the Leopard. And of course do it in all in new shiny quality and shit. What else? Well, there's not much, I guess. I could do some random bits and bobs, like a Conqueror and tanks like a Tiger 2, a Tiger 1, and so on. Like the tanks I have, but I really haven't been able to review, or the tanks I have sold and I haven't done reviews on. I might rebuy them and do the reviews, just why not? But if you ask for a tank, I'll try to do it. I know this Conqueror is one of the tanks that has been asked a lot, but haven't. It's a tier 9 and they're fucking expensive, and I'm running short of credits. I might do a Patton, both Patton reviews as well, but Patton is such a bitch to play when it's stock, so I need to build up some free XP, which means that I need to play a lot of other tanks for a long time to be able to get the free XP the old-fashioned way without spending gold on it. So yeah, Pattons might come, but they're a bit further away than, like, for instance, the British tier 10 medium. And look at that, this is one boring ass game, isn't it? 4-4 and half of the game is gone already. Well, the game is boring as fuck, but the results of it kind of surprised me a lot. Whatever, more about the channel. There's a lot of people asking for more Rage reviews and for more Psycho commentary, but you really need special tanks for it, and I'm really not tempted to buy shitty tanks just to do those reviews. I might do, but I can't promise you anything. I might like rebuy a Churchill gun carrier or shit like that, but they're really painful to play, and I really don't want to play them all that much, if you know what I mean. Map tactics and shit like that probably is not gonna come when I have the chance, when I have a game on the map where I more or less do the things I there has to be done on the specific map and shit. I'll tell you about it, and usually my strategies don't worry that much on the maps. Of course it depends on the tank you drive, but more or less I like to take the keep roll and just spot and be aggressive in the middle of any map. Apart from some maps it's impossible and you die instantly, but most of the time you'll find me right in the middle of everything, and yeah, that's usually how I play. And map tactics as such don't really exist for me. I usually do the same thing in every tank. Like, heavies go there, mediums go there. I don't usually do it. Sometimes it's bad, but most of the time it pays off quite a lot. Might do some weak spot guides and shit like that in the future, with playing something with a shitty pen, like for instance a T69, and just doing a weak spot guide with something like that. But let's see, we'll see about that as well. If you have any ideas what should I do in the future, just leave a comment and tell me what you think. I'll read every comment, even the shitty ones. I read them, and I usually, if you want to lay shit on me, I usually will answer with some shit as well. And I mean, if people are like, oh, learn to play a tank and then talk about it, I have played all my tanks quite a lot. Every tank I review, I played shitload of games in it, so if you think I'm shit at this game and you think I'm playing bad, then go ahead, post your stats first in your tank that you think I'm playing bad, and let's then compare, and then let's see who is playing bad. Actually, that is how my channel comments usually go. So yeah, if you wanna bring shit on my channel, then please link your stats first, so we can all check how wonderful you are. And if you are better, then of course I'll admit that I'm shit and you're not. And otherwise, just don't even bother to write some stupid shit like, "Oh, learn to play the tank first and then rage." Fuck you. Fuck you. The style of my video still probably isn't going to change. I'm not going to do the garage thingy because sitting in a garage and reading out the stats of a tank is not something I feel needs to be done, because I hope my viewers are not that stupid to not be able to read the stats out by themselves. I mean, what can I say? The stats are the stats. If they're important, I'll bring them in the video I do anyways, but most of the stats are like static values. They don't mean shit most of the time, so I don't really like to bring them up so much. Usually how I cover stats is if something's shit, like 0.34 aiming time. If a tank has 0.34 aiming time, I'll tell it's shit. I won't tell it's 0.34 most of the time. Sometimes I do bring out the stats, but that's not that often. Holy fuck though, this game has been dragging forever. Oh, and nobody, like, I have probably taken like 6k potential already from those fucking camping TDs. But look at that gun mantlet, it eats every shell that gets thrown at it. So this gun mantlet is really powerful compared to any other German heavy tank. Well, I guess the gun mantlets on any other German heavy tank is just as good, just they're way smaller than this, which is a big thing. Other things to note, please don't ask me to platoon in game. I mean, there's 10,000 of you now, and I can't platoon with all of you. I might platoon with some people in my, like, the stream I do on shit. I might be doing like an hour, couple of hours of just platooning with the viewers and shit. But don't ask me to platoon, and don't try to make like a healthy discussion with me in the game. I usually try to focus on the game, so I might not answer to like long questions, well, questions that require long answers in the game, because it kind of bothers me. Saying hello is fine. If I don't answer, I'm usually tapped out or something. Don't be angry at me that I didn't answer to your hello, because I just didn't see it, more or less. What else? Well, there's nothing really. This game is being close to the end. Shooting on the move with 3.4 second aiming time is always a good thing to do, by the way. But as I said, this game was boring as fuck, and it still is boring as fuck. And they still have 3 huge CDs left alive, but I have more than enough hit points to take, again, a lot of shells in my gun mantlet and walk away, which seems to be the thing that this tank does the best. For ammo, of course, you got the famous heat on this gun. It's pretty good. Then again, I have like the worst luck with heat. I load heat and then I have to shoot batchets or some shit like that, so I really don't tend to load a lot of heat rounds in any gun, since you are more or less aware. But 3 gold rounds in this tank, and this shot I didn't even bother to aim, since that's an auto loader and I can't really bet him anyways. I missed him completely. I didn't even bother too much. I mean, that's some more spotting damage for me. And now I'm loading heat, and the next thing I'm about to shoot is a batchet, which is how things usually go. And when you have 18-second reload heat, if you don't shoot all heat, you'll get sour moments like this when you load heat for a freaking tier 10 medium tank and shit. Yeah, and that's more or less it. About the tank, about the game, well, as you see, it was quite boring. I took a lot of shells in my gun mantlet, but other than that, the game was fucking boring. Probably gonna get a new mic this month, something that's like 20-30 euro-ish. Well, it should be better than this anyways. I might have to get an external sound card as well, because the onboard sound card seems pretty bad on my motherboard. And there we go, there's the fucking result. And look at that, 8.8k spotting damage. That's probably my highest spotting damage ever in any tank, and I get it in a fail loader. Gives me ace tanker, 3.4k damage done myself, patrol duty, and steel wall. So yeah, that's why coated optics can be troll on any tank, especially if you have some turret armor. This is more or less retarded. Like, you would not expect. I didn't expect this result at all. I thought I might get something like 3 or 4k, but 9k spotting, that's crazy in a tier 10 heavy tank. Well, shame on our scouts, I guess. Yeah, rest of my team did, like Circon did a lot of damage, but 9k spotting, you can't beat that easily with any damage you do. So yeah, and how much potential I took, I don't even remember. Actually, I took 7.3k potential damage, which isn't that much, I guess, if you look at it. But then again, I was sniping in a fail low and got 9k spotting damage. So fuck yeah, coded optics for the win. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you keep supporting the channel like you have before. And I will see you on the next one.